Welcome back from a 2-week hiatus. SingleTrack Session number 40.
Wow.
Nice even number, big 40.
It's a good one to come back to.
Yeah, I remember turning 40. It was a long time ago.
I know.
A lot of trips around the sun ago.
Yep.
It was a good year, though. It was a good year. Don't even know what year it was. So we've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because, besides running the global headquarters here at Trail Manners, we have lives, right?
We do.
So I was gone the first week.
Right.
I was up in the Northwest, up in the Portland and then Seattle for a few days, which was like the hottest of the year it's been.
Right.
Perfect.
You were hoping for something a little cooler,
man,
right?
I'm like, if I can get some of that Northwest showers, I'm good.
Yeah.
Little drizzle. No, it
Didn't
was like
happen.
85.
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet, that's really what I
Probably
was hoping
humid,
for.
too.
Yeah, I was there for work, so I'm wearing pants.
Right. All sweating your junk off.
Yeah, and I had to wear apparel for the company that I was representing.
Oh.
And they're really big into flannel, so that was even better. So I'm rocking flannel, some jeans. It's like 85.
Yeah.
Walking to and from the meetings.
Should have taken that shirt and just thrown it over your shoulder, old school.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But man, that was brutal. But man, I had a harrowing experience I've never had in my life.
Right.
We were coming home, long day. Drove from Seattle to Portland, flew out of Portland,
Coming into Salt Lake.
coming to Salt Lake City, and it's been a while since I've come from that direction. Right. I'm usually going to Denver, California, something like that.
So that's like coming in from the south then.
Yeah. So I'm coming in, and it's like 7 o'clock at night, right in there, still light out, and all of a sudden I notice it's getting darker out, and I've got a window seat because I'm that guy. And then next thing you know, I'm flying over my house, which was really cool. Like, I could see my house.
Yeah.
That's how low we were by there, like right over Ben Lomond. But it was really dark. And I'm like, that was weird. And then we got closer to Salt Lake, and I'm like, oh, my God, I cannot wait to be home, And then the wind picked up.
Right.
And it was, like, really bumpy and shaking everywhere. And people were starting to freak a little bit like, on the plane. And I'm sitting by these two young girls, and they were holding hands. They were, I think, sisters. And we were coming in final approach. We're getting ready to land, and it's just moving us everywhere. Like, we are zigging and zagging and popping over to the right. And, you can see the lanes on the runway. And 1 minute we're centered, and the next minute we're, like, to the far left. And the next minute we get centered. I'm like, man, this guy, I hope he nails it. We got to the point where I could have easily seen if a quarter was heads or tails on the runway. I was looking out my window. I'm like, sweet. And next thing you know, he punched it.
Did he?
And like, whoa, took off. And everybody's like, what in the Sam hell? Because we were freaking out anyway.
Right.
And we were raising pretty fast. And next thing you know, we dropped a lot.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know because my eyes were closed and I was, kind of in tears at that fetal position. But we dropped a lot. And people literally started yelling, screaming. A guy threw up like 4 rows ahead of me. No kidding.
Ew, that stinks in the plane.
That's what people said. People have asked me, how'd you know he threw up? I'm like, because I used some senses, and one of them was the smell, and that caught on pretty quick. And, man, he was we kept bouncing up and down like we're on a trampoline.
Wow.
And I thought, holy cow, this is it. Like, I really did. I've never had that rough of a ride. We banked, and we got over Provo, and we're banking, and you could see the weather was horrendous.
Right, just there by the airport.
And everybody's turning their cell phones on. And, like, getting a hold of their significant other, saying, it's over, I love you. I had mine out. I'm texting, right? And then the pilot comes on. He says, yeah, we had 70-mile-an-hour winds. We had to abort the landing. We are now rerouting to Twin Falls.
Oh.
I was literally 5 seconds from being home.
Yeah.
And now we're in Twin Falls.
Now you got another 45-minute flight up to Twin Falls.
So we flew to Twin Falls. Airport's closed.
Right.
No one's working. They called a guy in to help us land.
Oh, man.
And then we were the first ones on the runway, but the guy didn't have stairs to get us off.
Oh.
So he's trying to rustle up some stairs, and by that time, 6 or 7 other planes land behind us.
Oh, no.
And so now we were the first plane on,
and
we were the last plane to get off. So we sat on the airplane for 3 hours.
Oh, stank.
With vomit smell.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let us off. We couldn't get off.
Right.
And we saw all these people walking by, going into the terminal. And everybody was getting restless. And they weren't offering us food or drinks.
Well, because they had nothing to give you, right?
Pretty much, because it's a short flight.
Yeah.
And so finally, the guy comes back on after like the 5th or 6th time, and he's like, okay, we are ready for stairs. They're bringing them over. We can see them out the window. And next thing you know, the stairs take a turn and leave.
Oh.
And the guy's like, well, it looks like they went over to the other plane, which makes sense because that company actually owns the stairs, so they're next and we're last.
Gotcha.
So we're the last ones off the plane. We go into the terminal. We're walking in. They're like, we ordered pizza. There's pizza for everybody. I'm like, thank goodness. By the time I got in there, there's no pizza left.
Zero.
There's 7 planes of people in there. And we were the last ones to take off.
Yeah.
And we got off the plane, and we were in the terminal for maybe 10 minutes before they made us reboard.
Right.
We're ready now. I'm like, why do we even get off at that point?
I know.
Right? So
just to stretch your legs for a sec.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, man, I mean, I was texting my family in flight. You're not supposed to. I don't think it really messed anything up. I don't know the rules there.
Not
but
yet. It'll catch up to you, right?
Yeah, it probably will. But I got to tip my hat, and I said this: Alaskan Air was who I flew on.
Right.
With all the negativity of all those other airlines doing all the naughty stuff, they rocked it.
Yeah.
They were so good, though. I mean, it was brutal. They couldn't control it. The pilot, I don't know. I thank him for saving my life, essentially. If he tried to land that, we could have done cartwheels.
Yeah.
And then I got a voucher, so I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, there you go.
No harm done.
Almost worth
6 extra hours on a plane and in the air. You know, got home really late. But anyway, that was my story. Long story.
Nice.
A few minutes long, but that's where I was. And then when I got back,
then I left.
Then Joe left.
Went to Disney World in Orlando. That was hot. I don't want to do that again.
Not just hot, but humid, right?
Yeah.
Your hair was all puffy.
Yeah, it was big. A lot of people. It was fun.
Yeah.
But I'm done with that one. I'm not doing that again.
Well, you text me, you're on your trip, and I get a text. What are good beaches in San Diego?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, what is going on? He's like a world traveler all of a sudden.
Well, you know, gotta get that little boy to the beach for a long weekend.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, beaches are
that's
fun.
That's more my style for vacation.
Yeah.
Go to the beach and chill.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to do, especially in San Diego. It's one of my favorite vacation spots, really. I love San Diego. But yeah, so that's kind of our long story of where
we've been for the last couple weeks.
podcast has been. But we've been still pumping out the podcast. We just skipped on the SingleTrack Session. So
exactly.
Hope everybody forgives us.
I think they will.
We got a little traveling out of our system, but now we're back and kind of getting back after it, right? Went out on a run this morning.
Yep.
I've been fighting a cold for about a week, so I was running with like one oxygen tank this morning.
Yep.
That was brutal, but got through it. Also, for the record, and a little pressure on myself, started the holy cow,
Primal
Blueprint.
Primal Blueprint.
Yeah, so I'm on day 7 now.
Right.
So this is the hardest part for sure.
The first 2 weeks are the hardest.
Oh, it's a struggle, man.
Right.
So being sick with 6-7 days in, and then going on a run, it was ugly.
It was low energy day.
It was very low energy day.
Right.
But yeah, we're back, and we just recap our last show that we sent out, episode 86 with Jeff Hart.
Yep.
It was part 3, and we got one more before the race, and we'll hit him up after the race.
Right.
So I hope you go back and listen to that show. It was a good show, had a lot of good tidbits of info getting ready for Hard Rock. It's been great kind of following along and seeing how he's doing and notice how much similarities there are, you know, with what he's going through compared to what most people do go through for any race.
Right.
Except his might be a little stouter. Then what else? We had some races happening this past weekend.
Yeah, we're full on in the summer racing now.
Yeah, it's big time now. Squaw Peak locally, Pocatello 50.
Right.
And they're
Smut.
Scout Mountain Ultra Trail Series. I
Right.
apologize, Luke. It's just, it's ingrained in my head.
Right.
And it's pokey. It's Pocatello.
It is. It's pokey.
But different distances there. We had a local favorite and friend of the show, Kelsey Bingham. Just go crush the 60K? 60K.
She's 60K. So that's 38 miles.
Yep, on that course.
Yeah, she ran like 7:40, 7 hours and 40.
Yeah,
crazy
fast.
Considering the snow and the heat, she did really well. She came in first. And with her 2 really good results, 3 actually, she's had 3 good results this spring. She's predicted to be the first female finisher at the Bear now.
Well, you've already done that.
I predicted a long time ago, but now Ultra Sign Up is agreeing with me.
Okay, so you beat the computer.
I did.
Okay, so you beat the computer, but now it's agreeing. It's like, I better jump on this.
I know, right?
Well,
they have her coming in at like 22 hours at the Bear.
Wow. If she keeps training and running away and stays healthy.
Yeah, she got to stay healthy.
Yeah, she can do it. I mean, I saw her. We were at rattlesnake avoidance training for our dogs.
Right.
She looked great. It was the next day. It was Sunday morning, and I'm just like,
she's looking fresh.
Yeah, I was out of it, because I was really sick at that point. And I'm like, oh, you ran yesterday. She goes, yeah. I'm like, how'd you do? She's like, well, I didn't hit my goal time, but still finished first. I'm like, holy cow. When I don't hit my goal time, it means I'm like the 60th percentile, maybe.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so the Pocatello races, smut races did well. The Ty's record fell, right?
Did it?
By 3 people.
Wow.
Yeah, so our buddy Power Stash was gunning for.
Oh, that's right, he was.
And he didn't. He got it, but he took second.
Oh.
So first, second, and third all beat the course record.
Really?
And Power Stash has photos of him trying to get an IV because he was just waxed.
Just trashed, wasn't he? That was awesome.
Kelsey's like, he looked
Terrible.
They couldn't find a vein. He was in bad shape.
Oh.
So some good races up there.
Yeah, our friend Wendy Jagalowski said that she saw a lot of trail mare swag up there.
Did she really?
She did, yeah.
Nice.
I got a message from her. She helped at the package pickup, and she was talking to everybody that came in to get their bags that had trail mares gear on, and they're all just saying really good things.
Oh, that's good.
That was really nice of her to say that.
I love hearing that, but I also love hearing that people are wearing their swag.
Yeah, she says lots of swag up there.
Because I guess I look at it from the point of view that we have a lot on our website. We still are working to sell. So I'm like, man, I wish people would buy it, but obviously people have.
They have.
So it's
getting around.
It's cool to see some of the photos with people wearing it and running into each other. And,
and then they're like, oh, look,
Yeah, and hopefully it's always
like that commonality.
It's like, no, I found this at the DI.
Yeah, I hope not.
And then Squaw Peak, and a local one that's been around, old school.
It's old school for sure.
Just a ball buster,
Yep.
too. Super hot day.
Yeah.
Snow again.
A couple miles of snow, it seemed like.
And I had some friends running that.
Yep.
Our buddy Turtle Miller.
Yeah. Close.
Missed his what was it, predicted time or his PR?
No, his PR.
His PR by 33 seconds.
Yeah.
He did 12 hours.
In like 33 seconds.
Yeah. So, but that was good enough for 36, though.
I know, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that, considering the snow and the heat, all those guys did such a good job.
Yeah.
And then I know for a fact he would definitely be his PR if it had not been for that snow.
So let me ask you this, since you're more on the smart side, on the physical attributes.
Okay.
So he's lost a lot of weight.
He has.
Right? And he's been training.
He's 40 some odd pounds down.
157.
156,
right?
something like that now.
Ridiculous right now. And where do you want to get? 155?
Yeah, something like that. So he's close.
He's close.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you this. So this is what I was thinking when he said that.
Right.
Do you think his body is adapted yet to his weight on something so endurance based?
What do you mean by that? Expand upon that more.
Well, I mean, when you lose that much weight, I don't care how long it takes. I mean, he's been doing it since January. So
right.
Your body goes through a change.
It does.
And it tries to adapt. Because when you're doing the primal blueprint, all those things, your body's looking for new fuel sources.
Right.
So it's kind of like, okay, I've lost all this weight. It's not a training run. It's not 15 miles. This is a 50-miler.
Right.
So does his body, do you think it's still going through a change where his body's still trying to figure out how to fuel, where to grab the fuel, how to adapt to endurance in the heat?
No, I can't fully answer that because I don't know if he's doing like a fat-based diet. You know what I mean? I don't think he is. I think his fuel sources are similar to what they were before. He's just not consuming as much as he used to.
Because I know his calories. I mean, I went to breakfast with him. He had a piece of toast and one egg.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's still getting diverse calories. It's not coming from mostly fats and proteins, I don't think. So I think that his body's just losing weight, and it's still fueling the way it used to.
Because I've been reading some stuff on that because obviously I'm doing my thing and I got some races coming up. And part of it, what it says, if you have like these big events,
right?
And I didn't like say a 50-mile race, but it's like these big athletic events coming up because, some people want to lose weight for a race or a marathon or whatever. It says you don't want to do it 6 to 7 weeks before.
Okay.
Right? Because your body
You're still adapting.
is adapting. So I was just curious because that's like losing 20 pounds. But he's lost so much weight.
Yeah.
That to me, it's like, does his body know what the hell's going on?
I think it does.
And to me, it's like, okay, well, he's going to crush it at Wasatch because by then, with these races under his belt, used to the weight, it's like, okay, this is normal now.
Yeah.
We'll
say that if you're trying to lose weight and you were a new runner, I think you would have a really hard time. But he's trying to lose weight and he's an experienced runner.
Yeah.
So he had that going for him.
Gotcha. Anyway, it's just a thought that came up when I was watching his time. I'm like, man, I'm just curious if his body knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I haven't heard him say anything that he's struggling with that.
Well, he probably wouldn't. He's only picture of his Vans and his toes and everything that we get. So
he's a busy fella.
Let's see what else we got. The turtle track. 156
I know,
was
that's
the
pretty
turtle
good.
tracker. So that's pretty good.
Did you see that article that Amy Donaldson wrote for the Deseret News on Sunday? So she tried to run the Squaw Peak.
Okay.
And it was really good. It was a really good article. She was just kind of elaborating on how she DNF'd last year at Squaw Peak, and she vowed to come back this year and run it stronger and finish, right?
Okay.
But life got in the way. Too many things, prevented her from training consistently, and she still wanted to have the streak of doing the Ragnars. So I think she might have done, Ragnar from the very start, right? So
Okay.
I don't know, how many years is that now? 10 or so.
No clue.
So she found a team she can get on for Ragnar and do her legs on Friday. So do her 2 or 3 different run legs on Friday.
Gotcha.
And she flipped around and tried to do Squaw Peak the next day.
Wow.
And got crushed.
Wow.
And it's actually a really good read. We'll link that in the show notes. But what she said was she didn't respect the distance. And I thought that was a really profound and powerful thing to, 1, admit, and 2, that's a great takeaway. You know, our good friend Ty always says respect the process.
Yeah.
I think you need to respect the distance too.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's really good. I like the way that sounds. I'm excited to read it because I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to it. It's good stuff.
I like that. Respect the distance. I
right.
like that.
I saw that. I don't know. It was on the Wrangler page or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And I know we've missed a few weeks, but we have some of the Strava week. They're doing the last week. We missed 2, so if you were the leader on some of those, sorry I didn't say your name.
But congratulations.
But yeah, distance this past week was Andy Noyes, 106.9.
Wow.
I'm guessing it's a 100-mile race because he was the second in run time.
Right.
Or first in run time, I'm sorry, in 32 hours, 47 minutes. So to me, it's kind of like maybe he did a 100-mile race.
Maybe. We
week.
need to go back and look at that because maybe he just accumulated that and it just happened to be 32 hours.
Because people are crushing their freaking mileage. Because there was someone else with mileage. It was like 104.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I think it was Gabe Joyce.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people are putting it up.
But you would expect the inventor of trail running to put in those big miles.
Yeah. Well, he did. Was first in climbing. He did 33,365 feet last week.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How's he getting that much in? The soccer's done though, right?
It is. So he's
the head coach of the
women's soccer
team up there.
So I know he was in the Wind Rivers. He posted.
Yeah, but they got a lot of
photos.
snow up there.
He's found some dirt.
Crazy.
Man. So whatever he's doing, he's getting 33. And I think the week before he was near that or close.
He's just running the steps at the high school.
Yeah,
the stadium steps
yeah,
over and over.
Oh God, I'd hate to see how many you'd have to accumulate to hit anything close to that. Yeah, 33,000. So yeah, he's training for Hard Rock. Yeah, essentially. So he looks well on his way to some good training.
Yeah, he's solid. He's ready to go.
In fact, we saw some pictures of the Hard Rock course this past week. There's a lot of snow.
Is there?
There's a lot
more than normal?
Of snow. I don't know normal. I just saw pictures, and I'm just saying that's a lot of snow.
Okay.
And even if it melts off, yeah, it's going to be wet.
I think they're going to have
rivers are crossing.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right?
Right, because it's going to be gnarly.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much snow they got compared to previous years, but they took
I think I saw a report earlier in the spring saying that their snowpack was at normal or maybe just a touch above.
Okay.
So this just depends on what the spring brought forth.
Well, it's killing us right now, this heat, because it is the rivers and the water is just flowing, man.
Yeah.
People are drowning.
They are. We've had several deaths from people falling in or jumping in.
Even like not just young children, but like adults.
Yeah.
Because it's so swift.
I'm terrified of swift current.
Yeah.
I don't like rivers. I mean, they're pretty to look at, but I don't want to get in them.
I love rivers, but I'm smart enough to know, like I test them out a little bit too. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm like a guru of the river. Right. But I love rivers. But I would not go in some of this stuff that I've seen.
Definitely not.
I'm like, there's no way. There's no way.
I know.
Because we still have a ton of snow.
We do, and this heat is just bringing it down fast.
Especially down in Salt Lake. Snowbird, they're still skiing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's nuts.
Is that crazy? It's like 80, 90 degrees here, and they're skiing, but that's telling you how much that's going to be running off, though.
I think there's a couple resorts in California said that they might be able to stay open all the way through the summer.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. That's insane.
That is nuts.
That's crazy.
So did you read the articles last week? Trail Runner came out with how to deal with the heat.
I didn't read them. I saw.
Did you look at that?
I don't like reading about heat. It makes me hot.
Well, then today another article came out from Carmichael Training System about how to adapt to the heat, and both of them were really good articles.
Dang it! It looks like I need to read more.
Yeah, I think that both articles had really good points. They're both really actually quite different in their viewpoints. One, the Trail Runner article basically said, you need to be friends with the heat. Oh. That mindset, that mentality, you need to be friends with the heat.
I'm so anti-heat.
Yeah. And then the author also said, if you're going to race, like a hot race, like Western States was kind of what they were alluding to, it's good to spend 30 minutes in the sauna every day for the first week, and then after that, it's every other day in a dry sauna, he said. That was the kind of the takeaway on that. And then expect that you're going to be a little bit slower in the heat. Stay on top of your hydration.
Man, that's the part I'm like, we went running this morning, 5 a.m.
Perfect.
The weather was insane, right? It was, it was
insanely
nice.
good.
Yeah, it was great, but I don't like heat. I'm sorry. I know what the article says.
Right.
But maybe I'll get like a fake tattoo. I love heat on my arm or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Fake it, but
well, they were saying it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? If you're always kind of grouchy about the heat, which we have been for the last few years, then you're going to fulfill that.
Yeah. I have no doubt because I see it's hot. I just automatically get grumpy.
Yeah.
I don't if I'm running or not.
Right.
I'm like, great, man. I'm going to sweat.
You know, after spending a week in Orlando, I am totally looking forward to Utah summer.
Really?
Yeah. Give me that 95-degree dry heat any day over that 95-degree humid, muggy heat.
Yeah, I wouldn't care for the humidity. But I mean, the heat though. The other thing that I don't like the heat is it brings out those rattler things.
I know they're little pests.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
And there's already been so many more sightings. I feel, and I don't know if there's more sightings or just more people out on the trails now,
well,
or
maybe
a combination
of both, right?
both. Yeah. But I know last year.
We got lucky. We only saw like 2 last year.
Yeah, but this year, I mean, it's like every day someone's posting a new photo, and they're like,
well, is that because there's more people on the trail, and it's late spring, so those guys are out there. They're hungry. They're trying to, put more fat. Well, I don't know if they're fat. Do rattlesnakes get fat?
No, they taste good though.
Yeah, so they're trying to plump up for next fall and winter.
Whatever it is,
it might be mating season, so they're frisky.
That's partly the other reason I don't like heat because I know that my options are limited.
Right.
Whether when I go or where I go.
That's true.
Right, because I want to train in the heat. I mean, that race is coming up. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I'm like, I know it's gonna be hot, but where do I go? Because I don't want to get eaten by a rattlesnake.
No, you don't. I mean, you could do the service road above us here, but they said that they've seen a bunch on the service road.
That's what I was gonna say. They just found some like this week. Yeah. I mean, you probably see them sooner.
I think you would.
And I think that's the advantage to a service road, than a trail where they're just right there.
Yeah.
But I just don't even want to see them. Like I was at that avoidance training with my dog. They had rattlesnakes there, live rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
One of them was out and about.
Yeah.
And I was freaked out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need a shot collar. I see it. I'm out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good, man. I've seen them before. Yeah, I just don't like them. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Give me anything else, really. I just don't like them. And I'm getting worse every year. Like
you are getting worse.
Like it used to be, it didn't bother me as much. I don't know if it's because I never saw them or didn't, but I mean, I remember getting close to them.
Just kind of naive, right?
Yeah, but now it's like I'm terrified. Every day I wake up going, shoot, I can't run. It's too hot. I woke up too late. I'm not running today.
So you know what's not hot? Going up Everest.
Oh, yeah. I
imagine that's cold.
Isn't that insane?
So if you've been off of the interwebs and you haven't seen it, Kilian Journet summited Everest twice. That's amazing.
That's incredible.
And he actually, before that, he climbed Cho Oyu. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I'm out. Yeah.
So that's 3 8,000-meter peaks within the course of like a month. It's amazing.
I think he's going to be coming in pretty ready for Hard Rock because he did the Everest thing without equipment.
Well, yeah, so without fixed ropes and without oxygen. Yeah, exactly.
That's
well, maybe the other way to look at that is, did being in that death zone deteriorate his body to the point where he cannot perform? I don't know. He's such an outlier. I think he's going to be fine.
I was going to say, I can't see anything
exactly.
not making him
perform. He came
perform.
right back, and then he's out there training with his girlfriend again.
I can't see anything.
He's amazing.
I don't think he's scared of rattlesnakes either.
He might be.
I doubt it.
You know, when Anna Frost was in town and we were hanging out with her, because that's how we roll, she was really afraid of rattlesnakes.
Yeah. We had to show her that picture.
We did. She didn't believe us.
Yeah, like they're out. She, no, they're not. We showed her a photo that one of our Jared Gard took that day, and she's like, oh, she's like, they look nice or something like
something. No.
I'm like, no, they don't. Still, they're not any level of cute or pretty or neat or awesome or anything.
Yeah,
they're just from the devil.
Right.
But Matt Hart just did an article.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's I started reading it.
He's a great writer.
And I had to go back. He's put out some really good stuff.
That article he put out in the New York Times about
awesome.
About the doping with Alberto Salazar.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, bringing Nike down big time.
Yeah, man, he's so like he's just a smart guy anyway.
He is.
But he's been involved in this community for so long. He knows the ins and outs. So that interview with Kilian, I bet, is just killer.
I'm looking forward to it.
Right? And then, of course, you had to bring it up because now I'm looking forward to it. Before Joel left on his trip, he talked about a spoof on the Tour de France. It's going to be on HBO.
Oh, my gosh.
Holy smackerel.
Did you see that?
I saw some previews of it. I can't wait until July or June or whenever. That looks hilarious.
Doesn't it?
They have so many, like, top shelf actors.
They do.
And then, of course, Lance Armstrong.
Yes.
Dude, are you a parody on doping and cycling?
Yeah.
I'm so going to buy it or own it or have it on my phone. That looks
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to Game of Thrones, but this one was like number 2 for sure.
I'm not a Thrones guy.
Oh, love Game of
Thrones. There's only one throne I like.
So I haven't watched the Mountain Outhouse news in a while. Did you watch it last week?
I didn't. It's been a couple weeks.
So they have this guest reporter from the Northwest, this little girl. Okay. Have you seen that? Did you see the very first one?
I think I did, actually.
So her name's like Maya Ray or something like that. So that's like a play on Jam Jam.
Yeah.
And she crushed it the first time. So they brought her back last week, and she's like doing her little spiel, and she's got the glasses on. She's got the studio set up in her room, and she's got these posters in the background, and like she's got like, whether it's real or not, she's got this crush on Chris Mako.
Oh yeah.
And she's got like posters of him behind. Oh my gosh, it is awesome. And then this last week, she went out to an actual race, and she interviewed Jeff Browning. You can see Jeff Browning just there, loving it, eating it up. But he didn't know how to respond or how to, like, you just have this look on his face. He's got this look on his face. You're like, yeah, this girl's crushing it.
That's awesome.
And then after that clip, at about 8 minutes and 40 seconds in, they flip over to Ryan Gelfie, and he's here in Ogden.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see that?
I did, where he was, he loves it here.
He said, yeah, this is the most underrated trail town probably out there.
That's right. I did see that
I was
part
like,
with him.
Ching.
Yeah, I did see that.
Suckers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was.
Like, man, I wish I'd have known he was here.
I know. Got him on the mic.
I would have knocked on his door. I could have found it just by the picture of his patio.
I think he's probably over at Mike's house.
Yeah, probably somewhere over there.
It's probably at the Solomon house.
Probably. That's awesome.
I know. I love what Jamil Curry's doing.
It's just entertaining. It's fun. It's educational because there's like real stuff. It's not just all fun and games. I mean, he's got some cool stuff, and everybody makes it enjoyable.
He does.
Right?
Really. I
mean, every week
trail running, from like the outside perspective, it can be kind of boring, but he's making it so much fun.
And he's just like, every week it's something new.
Yeah.
Right? From like this girl, the guest reporter, or the jizz down on the Beast
Coast. Okay, so the jizz thing creeps me out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. AJW is super smart and a great rider, but when you get him on the camera like that and he kind of like draws out the jizz, I just get creeped out every time he does it. Because normally he has like it's like after he gets done with work, he's got a tie on.
Yeah.
And he says it, and I'm like, oh man, I need to go take a shower and wash this filth off.
Dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, yeah, I love what they're doing there. That's partly why I want to try and get down to holy cow.
Black Canyon?
Nope. October.
Javelina.
Yeah, just to go down,
hang out with those dudes.
Yeah, man, they look awesome.
That'd be cool. Did you see that at the Western States Training Camp, they produced a little video on that?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I saw they were getting funky.
Yeah, so they were running on Cal Street, doing a training run on Cal Street, and Jamil and then that other dude, I forgot the other dude's name, that does the. It's not run steep, get high. It's like run flat, stay low. So they're doing a parody on that now. So those two dudes are running. They've got their GoPros, and they're trucking along, and all of a sudden Walmsley just blows by everybody. It's like everybody's sitting still. And then Jamil picks it up. So he's following Walmsley, and they're like weaving through traffic. It's like a little crotch rocket motorbike going through slow traffic. That's what Walmsley's doing. It is. It's really cool to see. And then all of a sudden, here comes Zach Marion right up on Walmsley. And so those two are just cruising through traffic, just crazy fast. And then they come around this corner, and Walmsley just drops the hammer and disappears.
That's insane.
It was nuts to see how fast and effortlessly he was running compared to everybody else.
That's insane.
And that's his fast pace.
Yeah.
And then Zach Marion, he did a good job keeping up, but you could see Zach was struggling to run that fast.
For that long?
Yeah, because it was like a mile maybe that they did it. It was really cool. We'll have a link on the show notes to that as well. But what was funny is I was going through the YouTube comments looking because I was like, well, somebody's going to make a comment about Zach. And a couple of people are like, oh, that guy in the red shorts, he couldn't keep up. Well, who can, right?
I was going to say, are you kidding me?
But what was funny is at the very end of the comment stream, some guy goes, Walmsley's not even carrying water. And this is like a long training run. And then somebody replied, said, he is water.
He is water.
He is water.
He's water. I'm telling you, we're on that subject. We're gonna have some epic races this summer.
I think so.
Between Western, Hart. I was looking at the Hard Rock list yesterday because I want to get down there.
Right.
I'm like, all right, let's
Wait
see.
a minute, is that the same weekend as Beaverhead, or are they a week apart?
Yeah,
okay.
Beaverhead's that weekend, which I'm excited for, but I know that Beaverhead is going to end up being a hurt fest. I'm not ready for a 50K,
I'm not
which
either.
I have in 2 weeks. So Sinks Canyon. I'm not ready for that.
No.
And but I'm going to go. I'm going to have to. But at Beaverhead, same thing. But yeah, Hard Rock, I was looking at that list.
Pretty stacked.
Wow, I know, and Kilian's there, right? And you think if he's ready, he's going to take.
Is that kid from Nike going to be there?
I don't know.
No, he's on Solomon now, isn't he? Zach Miller. It's Miller time.
Oh yeah,
Miller time.
I don't think I thought he was going just UTMB.
He's going UTMB.
That's what I thought.
Oh man,
I didn't think he was doing that.
So who else on the? So Slarb's coming back.
I mean, this is the list. I mean, just the who's who and names.
Right.
I mean, regardless of who comes in ready to go, I was just like, man, this is between that Western.
I'm excited for Western.
I know there's a few more, but I mean, obviously those two get the most pull. You know, Western talking about how they're going to drug test this year.
Yeah.
But man, those races are going to be like you're going to have a little strategy, right? Because there's people going to go out quick because they can.
Right. I think if you want to beat Walmsley, you have to have a strategy.
Well, yeah, because if you go out quick with anybody, are you that type of runner? Or are you the back half person that needs to
kind of like
be
Browning?
Cool? Yeah, and then just crush the second half.
Exactly.
But are you going to be too far behind when the second half? I mean, it's going to be interesting.
At Western States, you need to keep him in sight.
Yeah, you almost have to keep him like at least.
Yeah,
you know,
and just hope that he makes a wrong turn somewhere.
Yeah, he's left it. I saw somebody that had Stop Gym shirts.
I
and
love that.
Sleeves and stuff.
So Walmsley's got like his own little entourage, right?
Yeah.
And there's this one dude, and that's like his. That's his deal, right? He's got to wear the Stop Walmsley shirts.
That's funny. But yeah, I'm just excited to see. I mean, if I had
UTMB
money,
is going to be good too.
Yeah, let's just say if I had money and time, I would love to just travel these races just to see the atmosphere,
right?
And see the. I mean, because at the end of the day, these runners are putting everything they have into these races.
They are now, for sure.
So I mean, it's not just showing up to a race, and that's not like I don't try.
Yeah.
But I mean, these people are dedicating their lives. That's their job. Some of them, right?
Yeah. It's like Walmsley. Mako's making a good run at it.
Yeah.
Have you been watching any of the Mako show?
No.
I've watched a couple of them. They're pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah. I think he's going to get better and better at it. He's trying to get sponsored by Costco.
Oh my gosh! Wouldn't that be funny?
He goes in the Costco and he records his little session in Costco. It's pretty funny. And then he's got his mom on the show sometimes.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things popping up.
It's fun.
I just saw another podcast that popped up out of California. It was like
last week. Now wait, we need to stop there. Do you think the market's getting too saturated?
It's getting pretty heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I think
we were lucky to get in when we got in.
And the thing is, if we would have got in when we originally wanted to, it would have been even earlier, right?
For sure.
But now it just seems like there's more and more for sure. I think.
Right.
And I don't know if people look at us and go, "Man, if those clowns can do it, I can figure it out."
I think a lot of people are saying that, and that's true, right?
There might be something to that.
Exactly.
It's like, what in the hell?
They're like, those guys are getting so rich.
Yeah, right. Oh, because I've been asked twice within the last 2 weeks, or not asked, but kind of mentioned that, man, it's cool that you do this for a living.
Yeah.
And I'm like, slow the roll.
Yeah, that's right.
This is not a living, my man.
Yeah.
Or else I wouldn't even be able to afford to live in this van if it was a living, right?
Man, I know.
I mean, there's people out there that do make a living, right? And it's a smaller portion.
I don't know. Do you think anybody that's actually doing trail running podcasts are making a living off of it? I don't think so.
I would say no, and if you are, I apologize. It's no disrespect.
Exactly. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, we want to talk to you. So
figure out how you're doing it.
I could use some gas money.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's definitely podcasts out there doing it. Trail side. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some that are bringing some income, right? I mean, you can,
for sure,
from our background. I mean, we're not, and we'd like to, right, for different reasons. But a lot of it for me is just to get to places.
Yeah, exactly.
To hang out with different races, different people. Put a couple bucks so I can buy a new alternator for the bus if that's what it needs.
That's right.
But yeah, it's getting, like I said, it's like every week I go on iTunes and I like checking out our reviews.
Right.
They crack me up, and it's been a week or two since a new one's been on there, so you have time and haven't put one. Go to iTunes.
So right now, if you have not given us a review,
and don't just
please
click
go
the stars. Type some stuff with your
type
fingers.
something in there.
Yeah,
something we'll enjoy.
It's fun, but always says if you like this, you'd like this. So I'm like looking at the new I mean, there's some, and there's some that haven't launched in like months. It's been a few months since our last show.
Right.
Or, stuff like that. But then I'm seeing some of the newer ones that are popping out.
Yeah.
And it's I don't really listen. I don't really listen to podcasts. Sorry.
I have a couple I listen to consistently.
Yeah, there's some.
But on the trail side, I've listened to a couple of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we're better than them, but for some reason, it starts to get annoying.
Yeah, there's some things that do, but I don't as much because I think it's because I listen to ours so much, like mixing it and listening to it. I'm like, okay, there's 4 times I've listened to that show. I don't need any more trail podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will watch and listen to if there's things that pique my interest, whether it's who they're interviewing or a topic, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But I'll just, I'm not a loyal follower to anybody. Maybe that's a bad thing to say since I do a podcast. But.
Right. When we were going to get Hayden on the show here recently before he stiffed us, I went and listened to some other shows that he had been on recently, and that was the only reason I was listening to those shows, because I wanted to make sure that we were going to touch on topics that had not been brought up with him yet.
Yeah.
And I think I'll continue to do that.
I've listened to a couple shows like when they first come out because I want to see what they're about and their style.
Yeah.
And I will say that hopefully they're like us, where just over the course of some time it gets him better. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just, as long as you're consistent, you get better at it.
And I think that's with a lot of shows. When you come out, it's not just about getting behind a microphone, talking, and you're done. I mean, there's a lot of back to this.
Right.
But it is about that comfort level, because if you listen to our first shows, we were not comfortable.
They're terrible.
They were not very good.
Even if you listen to the show that's going to launch next week, you're gonna hear my uncomfortableness being the solo interviewer. And that's just something I need to get better at, because I need to do it more and more, being the only one interviewing.
So let's do that. Who do we have on next week?
We've got Ty Draney on next week.
That's right.
We're going to talk about transitioning from being a road marathoner to an ultra runner.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to hit on, like, hey, how to be successful at this. Here are these tips. Here are the hurdles that you're probably going to experience and how to deal with that. Yeah. And that really came out of a question from Natalie Sheffield, because I don't think that we addressed it enough when we talked with Anna Frost.
Yeah. That was hard to address it with her.
It was. Agree. I think that we can maybe even have another show on that and talk about, okay, you're an ultra runner now. How do you transition to be a 100-miler?
Yeah, because it is different as you go.
Yeah,
right. It's
Ty
not
and
like,
I talked
I did
about
a 50K. I'm gonna do a 100-miler, or a 50K to a 50-miler.
Yeah, because that's kind of like a natural jump to go marathon 50K, 50-miler, because they're close enough in distance that you can use that marathon training to be successful. Definitely at 50K, and it'll be enough to get you through the 50-miler. Maybe not as fast as you want, but you can do it.
Yeah.
But when you make that jump to the 100-miler, that's a whole different story.
That's a different beast.
It is.
I mean, you see a lot of very successful 100K runners struggle at 100-mile.
Exactly,
You know
because once they get to that 75-mile mark, man, it becomes the struggle bus for sure.
Yep. I mean, there's people that you could count on it, and I won't name names, but there was names I knew around 60, 65, something was going to happen.
Exactly.
And darn near did every time.
Exactly. Well, I mean, look at Max King, and he admits it. He's really almost unbeatable up to 100K.
Yeah.
But beyond that, he's still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, that's a different beast.
And I think even Sage Kennedy is another person that you can look at on the men's side. On the women's side, I can't think of anybody that comes to mind. So sorry, ladies. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't think of anybody.
Usually crush it. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the show we got coming up. It's going to be a good one. Anytime Ty's on, you're going to get some good information, and it's going to be fun.
Right.
I haven't listened to that one yet. You just got sent it over to me. I haven't mixed it, but I'm excited to listen to it myself.
Right.
Let's see what else we got here.
We just launched something yesterday.
Yeah.
Hoodies.
The Now Go Get It limited edition.
Yes.
Pre-order only. These will not be on the store.
Well, they're on the store right now.
Yeah, but you have to order them.
You have to order them through the store like normal, but after next week.
Yeah, I think it's June 16th, 18th.
Something like that. We'll take them off the store.
Yep. So they're not going to be on there to buy next month.
No.
It's a pre-order only.
Right? Exactly.
And we've done that with hoodies before.
Mm-hmm.
We've had good success with them. These are good looking, though. I'm digging
Not only
it.
good looking, but they feel better.
Yeah.
And they don't shrink. So far, mine hasn't shrunk yet.
Mine hasn't either.
And the quality of the screen print is really good.
Yeah. I thought mine shrunk once, but that was during my eating binge.
Yeah.
So it didn't really shrink.
Mine shrunk and got twisted the first time. It was weird. It was like constantly cockeyed.
Huh. That's really weird.
It was weird.
But yeah, don't forget to go on there if you want the Now Go Get It shirt.
Right. Dark gray hoodie with the green logo on the front. Looks good.
Because that won't be on the site. So.
No, I think that is the perfect way to spend your night before El Vaquero Loco with the Trail Manners hoodie. Keep them warm at camp.
Yeah, or even those late nights, I mean, they're just comfy.
They are.
I know it's summer, and that's what, like, why are you doing hoodies in the summer? Well, so you get chilled nights.
Right.
You're up in the mountains.
And plus, we've had a lot of people ask for them, which is weird.
Yeah, and we're not going to always do hoodies, so you may want to get it even if you, for the fall.
You know what else is going to be good this summer? Buffs.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had yours on this morning.
I had mine on this morning.
Yeah.
I love them.
I love them, too, because they go good with headlamps.
They do. That's the primary reason I wear them that early morning.
I can't wear a hat and a headlamp.
No, it's annoying.
It is. You have to wear the hat backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so the buffs are cool.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they look good. I think they'll be good for heat training because you can put some ice in them.
Yeah.
Keep your neck cool.
Really cool. Really cool. And 50-50 water bottles are cool this time of year because they keep your dang water cold.
Or your beer cold.
That's right. So when you get back from your run, it's ice cold still.
I know. Or your recovery drink.
Yep, whatever your
Get some
game
Scratch
is.
Labs recovery drink.
Or if you're like me,
for you
just have two, and I just bring one with coffee in the morning, and when I'm done, I have my other one with water. So
there you go.
It keeps my coffee hot even when I'm done. So
it really does.
We have a few of those. Actually, we have a few of those in stock right now in the blue. So if you want a blue one, it's
like the blue
instantaneous.
Yeah.
I think we have one black too.
Oh yeah, is that the bigger one though?
No, we have one normal size black one, 18 ounce, I think.
Right on.
And then we just got some new. Because we sold out of them so fast. We didn't get a lot, but we got the trucker hat with the leather patch and the Now Go.
Oh, yeah. I haven't put that on the store yet.
So we only have
a few
of each color. It's an all black or an all gray with the patch on it. Those leather patches sold out fast. We didn't get them on the store last time. They sold out during our festival.
Yeah.
So you want to check those out.
By the time this show launches, they'll be on the store.
Yeah, so you want to check. That'll be good for me. So, yeah, I think, we caught up a little bit.
We
had a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm. We got one more thing to talk about, though. Well, at least one more thing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Where'd your feet take you?
Man, I'm digging these still.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of them.
I'm excited every time it's posted on Sunday. If you don't post it early in the day, I get a little antsy, to be honest.
I was sick Sunday. I didn't get out of bed.
So you get a pass for that.
And I was like, oh, yeah, it's Sunday.
But you kind of don't want to post it early in the day, right? You kind of want to nudge people later in the afternoon. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I gotta get that out there.
And there's some people that are on it.
Like right away. They're
every
like
week.
Itching.
Bam, done. Just been waiting.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are great. And we won't dive too much into it, but we're going to have something associated with this.
Yeah, it's going to be
very
good fun.
Soon.
You guys are going to like it.
Yeah.
Well, we like it.
Yeah, it'll be very soon. We'll have something to announce with our word. You know what I'd like to do?
What's that?
I don't know if you can because I've been thinking about it, but I've been sick and I've been out of it. It's like, where did your feet take you is cool. I like it.
Right.
But I think it'd be cool to have it named something where you had an acronym. Right?
Like what?
I don't know. That's what I can't figure out. But instead of like a long, where did your feet take you, right? If you had something that stood for, like, where did your feet take you is WD,
yeah, that's not going to work,
right?
huh?
So something cool. Like,
right.
Because people post stuff, where did you run this weekend? What people
I saw
are doing
somebody else kind of take our idea, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've seen it a couple times
so
now.
I too. I've seen a few.
Right.
I've seen some taglines and a few things on other things. Not to say we invent anything by any means, but there's a difference between tweaking it and just copy and pasting it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But yeah, I think it'd be fun to have where did your feet take you, but have it, because we still want to do it on Sundays. But, where'd your feet take you? But have a cool acronym. Like, have it named something.
Well, we're going to have to rebrand it then.
Where did you go? But that doesn't work either. But you want to have a cool acronym.
Trail time?
Yeah, something.
The TT?
TT?
No.
That's not going to work.
Listen, the only way we're going to solve this, okay, there's two ways we can solve this. One, we can have a listener that is much more creative than we are. Give us a suggestion that we like, and that's going to win. We'll give you a hat.
Give you something for sure.
Yeah. Or the other way we're going to solve this is we're going to go running, and we're going to figure it out on the run.
Yeah, it's going to be a few days still because my head's so clogged still.
Right.
My head's fuzzy, so it's going to be like a weekend before I can think straight again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the other thing. We'll have something attached to that. But Joel, let's. There's some good ones this past week again.
Yeah.
And we had a hard time deciding. Right, we sat.
There was a couple.
Like, we like that one. We like that one. But
right.
Which one did we decide on?
It was from Christopher Fell from Germany, running the Keufelskopf Ultra Trail in Germany.
Keufelskopf.
Yeah. It's gorgeous because it's kind of like this classic bucolic rolling green hills. I like it. Pretty good. Another one that I really enjoyed was Chris Flandreau Williams. Somebody that's new to trail running was on the struggle bus on the trail, and another trail runner stopped by and said, "Hey, I got your back. You're going to make it." I love that.
That's awesome. That's the community, man.
It is. That's
really is.
And I responded saying, "Hey, we have such a rad community. Just keep it up. You're going to get through it, for sure." Our buddy Heinrich, looking good in the Trail Manners visor.
Visor in Germany.
Yeah, even though he was running a road marathon.
We'll let it pass because he's got the gear on.
Yeah, Kate Crocker looked really good on Lookout Peak jumping. I like it.
That was cool.
That was
they both jumping up.
That was pretty solid. Ozanik had a really good one. Him and his wife, Shar, just hanging in the meadows.
Okay, slow down for a minute. He posted something. His wife did 50 miles of hiking last week.
Yeah, she had her first 50-mile hiking week.
Are you kidding me?
She's hiked more than I've run in a couple weeks.
Man,
that's awesome.
They're always out.
They are.
That's amazing. 50 miles hiking in a week. That's awesome.
I think she's a teacher, and now she's like on summer break, and she's like getting her hike on.
Either way, man, that's awesome. I read that. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. Our poor buddy Eric Thomas got a busted arm, but he found the chow truck.
Poor buddy, nothing. He found the calamari tacos.
He found the chow truck.
That's awesome.
Kurt Stein. That dude races every weekend.
He's not even like just racing, but he flies to races.
I know.
Like he'll fly for a 10-miler somewhere.
But that dude never comes to Utah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. You could Kurt, you could easily not go to 2 races. That's 2 weekends.
Right.
And bank it.
Yeah.
And come to Utah.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Brad Sween, looking good in his Trail Mares hat at Squaw Peak. I'm liking that for sure. There were so many good ones, but our friend from Germany won. That looked good from that trail marathon.
So you know what I'm just thinking again. My head's clearing up.
Is it?
You know what I'd like to see from our listeners,
What's
and
that?
I don't know what it is again. And I think this would be an awesome photo contest.
Okay.
So you know how there's looks. They have the duck face, which I'm beyond.
No duck face.
Yeah, what I'm saying, there's like the duck face. It's recognizable.
You'll get banned.
You got the jump. Like I think Corey Reese was kind of. I'm not saying he started it, but he's really known for that.
He invented the jump.
Yeah, that's what I'll say too.
Yeah.
When people are jumping, like
right.
they did on the Lone Peak or whatever peak it was.
Lookout Peak.
Excuse me. I would like to see a cool, like, a new one.
Well, we had a bunch of people planking like last year, the year before.
Well, that was and then there's like the Tebow. The dab.
Yeah. No Tebow.
Yeah, and the dab from
Cam
dab. Newton. So you have these poses. That
right.
Some of them get iconic and some don't.
Yeah.
I would like to see one for our Trail Manners listeners, right?
That's temporary, right? It can't be something that kind of catches on and becomes annoying.
Not annoying, no, but it'd be cool to see our listeners post them, right?
Oh, man, that's a fine thread because we have a tendency to not like stuff like that. I mean, come on, we're 2 old, grumpy guys.
Yeah.
When people are like doing yoga on top of peaks, we tend to frown upon that.
Because I can't do yoga.
Yeah.
I just can't hit the pose. I've T-bowed before on a picture, and I planked on a trail sign once on a picture.
Right.
Once.
That's once.
Yeah. I've done a few things, but it'd be cool to have, you have your own handshake. You know what I mean? Like people have their own handshake to get in the gang.
Yeah.
What if you had a cool way to pose a picture? And I'm not saying pose, but what we talked about, is the Trail Manners gang sign. But it's running.
All right.
related.
So somebody's going to have to come up with this.
I think it'd be cool. Whether it's, and I don't know what it is, not like the peace sign or a thumbs up, but something different. Because I'm tired of the same ones all the time.
Right. Somebody out there has to be creative.
I know they can.
What's going to happen is, somebody's going to be camping. They're going to have a couple beers, and they're going to figure this out.
I think there's 3 or 4 people right now that have already figured it out, and they're just waiting to get on the trail.
Yeah. I hope that's the case.
I think it would be cool.
All right,
if someone
so this
came up
Sunday,
with something iconically cool.
All right, here's their challenge. And this Sunday, do it.
Okay. It's the Trail Manners gang sign on the trail photo is what it is. I think it'd be cool.
So it's like our podcast against the rest of the other podcasts?
No, it's just our podcast, period. You know what I mean? It's not against anybody. I think it's yo. Like they see each other on the trail, they can pop the pose, man.
They can pop the pose.
Right? If they don't have their swagging rights on, they see someone with swagging rights, like bam, whatever it is, like, oh, what up? It's not like the flannel.
You gotta be careful throwing gang signs.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta be way careful.
But I'm not talking about those. Like you're not running a flannel at the button on the top only, or you're not choloing or anything like that. I'm talking about something cool.
Got some chicken.
Yeah, right, from our chicken race.
Yeah,
I'm talking about something cool. Like I saw a picture someone posted of a chicken's butt without feathers. It looked and they put sunglasses on it. It looked exactly like a duck face.
Really?
And I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God. So when the duck face has to go. I don't even understand the point of it anymore.
I didn't even know what a duck face was until you explained it to me. Then I was like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those pouty lips.
Yeah.
That just need to be smacked off their face.
So sometimes like things go and come and go.
Right. Duck face gotta go.
Ice bucket challenge lasted. It was gone. Right.
Yeah.
I can deal with stuff that comes and goes like that.
Right.
But the duck face, it's been years.
Oh, please
and
go away.
I keep seeing duck faces. I don't understand it.
I think people are not doing it on purpose now. Like the camera comes out and all of a sudden the duck face comes out.
It's just automatic.
Or it's the stance. When we were at Disney World, there was this one couple that were going around the like iconic spots, and she was posing, like full on posing, sticking that booty out, trying to look all super sexy. And I was like, yeah.
Did she prop up one foot, like she stood
totally
up on
did.
her toes on one leg, like stuck it out and stood up on her toes or something? I've seen stuff like that, and I'm like, just take the photo.
I ran into her a couple of times.
Smiling, not enough.
She was doing the same pose everywhere.
So anyway, I want something like that.
All
I
right.
think, and I'm not, it's the
all right, let's
Trail Manners Nation
go.
sign. So we want to call it a gang sign. Something cool someone can come up with.
All right.
I want to see some creativity, not something that everybody can't do. Like, I don't want to see you pull your head behind your leg or your leg behind your head or something, It's like got to be something everybody can do.
Right.
Right? But I think that'd be fun. So that's my thing. I want to make it fun. So, yeah, I think that's it. That's a long single track.
Well,
but
we had a
lot to cover.
We had to catch up.
We miss talking to our people.
I know.
Right? We miss everybody.
We do.
We haven't been together on the microphone for a while.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. And then the next few shows will be solo shows.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, we got Ty's show.
Right.
We have a couple other shows on the docket, if you will.
Yeah, they're going to be call-in shows.
Yeah, so, we'll do call-in shows together, but you'll still see them individually.
Probably. I think that's the best way to do them right now. And one of the reasons that I like that format better, one, it makes us better interviewers when we have to do that. It's like good practice. Two, I think it sounds better than bringing 3 people in on a call.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is. When you listen to other podcasts where you've got somebody like a 3-way coming in, there's just one that always sounds funky.
Or if you get 2 in one spot, sometimes it's not as bad, but it's hard to do reads.
It is.
You don't want to talk over each other.
Yeah, you don't know the cues.
Yeah.
You got to be more mindful of letting other people talk.
Yeah.
And then pausing, but then you hope somebody else doesn't jump in at that point.
Yeah.
So
you'll see some of those. It's definitely not something we'll bank on, just because even for us, for me, it's not as enjoyable.
No.
And like Joel said earlier, it's kind of awkward, right?
Well, just because we haven't done them.
Yeah. So
right?
so
that hasn't been our
challenge.
Format.
And we do get a lot of people saying that we play well off each other. So that's the other thing. I think we learned each other's nuances enough. But yeah, you'll see some of those. But we have some great shows coming up.
Right.
Well, also, it's go time. Hopefully, I'll be okay for Sinks Canyon it's like 2 weeks away.
Oh,
it's a
man.
50K.
Doesn't matter. He's got a lot of climbing on that course.
I haven't done any of that.
I think he has. We got to get some climbing in.
Yeah, and then Beaverhead, obviously, that's
that's gonna hurt.
My birthday's gonna suck this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, my goal is by the time August hits, when I have El Vaquero, when I've got the bear, that I'm primed.
They were running out front of El Vaquero Loco.
I'm gonna pull the Turtle Miller.
Yeah.
Chase the turtle.
Exactly. Chase the turtle.
That's
right away. Makes Power Stash nervous.
Oh, yeah. Power Stash, we're coming for him.
He's back at Vaquero this year.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to work together.
We should.
We're going to work together and get after Power Stash, at least on the first climb.
Because we know we can put him into IV mode.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, we've seen it now.
Yep.
We know how to do it.
Uh-huh.
So me and Joel are going to study that.
We're going to get after it.
Yeah. None of this jungle business that you were in, right?
Yeah.
This is the mountain range.
Exactly.
So, yeah, great show.
Yeah.
Fun time. Don't forget, like Joel said, if we could leave you with a few things, just the hoodies. I'd love to see people getting those ordered up. Again, this is something that we do pre-order only on.
Mm-hmm.
The buffs, perfect time of year, like Joel mentioned.
Yeah, that's right.
Soak them in a creek in a long run in the mountains, put them back on. Whatever you do with them. I mean, everybody wears buffs.
Right.
But, help us out. And then, send us suggestions, ideas, and don't forget about the pose, man. Come on.
That's right. And I'd like to finish with, remember the grab, Logan's junk.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, folks, it's up to you to grab the trash on the trail. It's not up to anybody else to start it. There's a lot of groups out there doing it across the country that we've come across, that we'll be talking to. But, make sure you take it up on yourself to grab it. And with that, we will end SingleTrack Session number 40. Have a great weekend. Don't forget your pose, and enjoy episode 87 next week with Joel and Ty.